All right. I think this is good. If I just speak at this level, if I start yelling, it's going to be a bit much. But, anyways, this setup is so ridiculous. I'll show it later. But, like, wow. Okay. Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to All My Homies Love New Music Fridays, even though it is Saturday, October 3rd, when I'm shooting this. I know that I have put this off for quite a bit of time, and, you know, I speak candidly here on my YouTube about these things, so I feel safe saying this, but it's just mental health stuff. Every single time I thought I was, like, in a decent enough mental space to record, something else happened that took up my time, and then the other days I just was not in a good headspace. So, that's kind of just how it be. But I'm back with a new episode, and I actually have a video component this time, you know, if this works for the entirety of how long I'm needing it to. I have a brand new microphone. This is a Bluebird. So like the brand is blue and the microphone itself is called a Bluebird condenser microphone. So, you know, we got fucking solid quality finally, as long as I don't, you know, hit it. I also have a Focusrite Scarlett 212, or 2i2, you know, the 2-input one, a little audio interface, and I'm using Audition to get the audio for this, and then I have the video just on my iPhone X. And I have a MacBook here and a MacBook here, so just in case I need multiple screens, I don't know. But, you know, it would be so cool if I was just, like, rich and had, like, monitor. But I have laptop for now. It's still pretty freaking solid. So, yeah. Basically, today, I think I'm gonna split this pod in half. Why, you ask? Because, there's a bunch of local band new releases, and then a bunch of new releases of, like, more popular artists that I'm a fan of, and I kind of want to separate them, so that my local buds can get their own special segment, if that makes sense. For the YouTube video, I might edit it all together, I don't know yet, or I might do a part 1 and a part 2, I guess you guys will know, and I'll know later, but, yeah, so I have my little playlist lined up, and a problem with the audio last time was that I kept talking over the music. So in this episode, I'm going to try not to talk over the music. I'm going to try to stop it if I want to say something. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, let's get right into it. So the first new release that I'm going to be showing to you guys is called Jade, and it is by local band Out of It. I was on Out of It's music video because they shot at Full Sail for Sidewalks, which I don't think is the final video that they ended up using because there were lineup changes. But regardless, that was a lot of fun, and I might plug a little clip of it in here if I'm technically allowed to do that. But yeah, so this song, if I can open it up, it's called Jade, and it was released September 4th. So I think the last podcast episode I did was back in August, so there's a lot of catch up I have to do, so I'm going to be doing releases from beginning of September all the way up to shit that just came out yesterday on Friday. So yeah, I'm kind of stoked on it. And I am really stoked because all of these songs, except for I believe one, which I got to hear from my friends in the band before it came out, all of these songs except for one I've never heard, and I've been waiting to listen to specifically, and my friends, namely Devin, have been blaming me for it. So I'm stoked that I finally get to listen to all of this stuff and add it to my playlists. So yeah, this is Jade by Out of It. Oh, should I give some context? On the band? They are a pop punk band out of Orlando, I guess I would say. And yeah, there's 2 Nicks and 1 Ray in the band. And my last podcast episodes, I didn't link my friends. I might have told them that I talked about it, but I didn't like link them because I was like nervous or whatever. But since this is something I want to continue doing, I think I'm gonna start actually sending it out to the people that I talk about and being like, hey, I talked about y'all. So yeah, anyway, Raise the Homie, and this is their new song called Jade.
And here we go again, I've seen this one too many times. You brought him back to your room and I've been lied to. That cup on the table, that guy so unstable. My way can't even commit to all the mess that he's made. Stuck full of shit, two-faced degenerate. Can't bite my tongue another night, I'm sick of it. What's the point of falling in love? I'm faking a smile just to fit in. God, I messed up, I know I messed up. I'll forget it all in the morning.
So that chorus is really freaking catchy, man. What is it? What's the point of falling in love? I think is what it said. So far it slaps, and my favorite part is the chorus because I feel like it's very sing-alongy. So throw into the next verse and see if they change anything up, because I know at least in Sidewalks and some of their other songs, there's like, it's not necessarily like monotonous or the same like through the entire track. Like they switch things up to kind of keep things fresh and fun. Fun and fresh. So let's see what they do.
Choked up too late, some things don't change. You're on the bench again. Seems like I've won this game you played. An empty trophy case. It seems like some things don't change. What's the point of falling in love? I'm faking a smile just to fit in. God, I messed up, I know I messed up. I'll forget it all in the morning. What's the point of falling in love? I'm faking a smile just to fit in. God, I messed up, I know I messed up. I'll forget it all in the morning.
God, that breakdown's bad. Breakdown, operative term, but you know, that's sick. I actually really fucking like that song. Like, and I mean, I tend to like Out of Its music. If you want to go back and see some of my favorites, obviously Sidewalks, because I was on the video, but like, it's also just a really great track. And something I noticed I did in the last podcast is I spent a lot of time talking about the backtracks and actually playing them. I'm not going to play them, but you know, I'll link them or whatever I decided to do. But just to save time, because I'm pretty sure I have like 22 songs in this playlist today to cover for y'all, I'm not going to do that. But if y'all want to go back and listen to Sidewalks and listen to Charlie Brown Could Have Made That Field Goal, Temporary Sellout, those are all some fat jams. Sidewalks and Charlie Brown is off of their most recent EP, which came out this year, even though I'm pretty sure Charlie Brown was out for a while. Yeah, it was out since the year before. And Temporary Sellout is off of a little 3-track EP, tiny EP from 2018 called Disrupted Connections. So, go peep all of that. On to the next track. This is by a local band out of Miami called Hometown Losers. These are the boys. I'm not super close with them. I've talked to them at 1 or 2 shows whenever I was down that way. But I, have lots of love for them. This is called Another Ghost. It is from September 1st, 2020. It was a September 1st release from last month. So it's been out for about a month. And I don't know if this is leading up to an EP or an album or anything like that. They have 2 EPs out. Actually, they're both from 2019. One of them is called 2020 and the other one is called Hindsight. So, wow, seeing a trend of vision related titles. Not that that really fucking matters, but And then what else? They put out a single called Threads earlier this year, and then this is the only other single they have out from this year. So let's give her a listen.
I always feel like nothing will ever be alright.
Yeah, this is already not, you saw my reaction, not the way I expected this to start, but not in a bad way. I'm just ooh, this is stripped back. I wonder if they're gonna bring it up. I don't know. I speak before listening. I should probably just listen and see if that's where they go with it, and then I can be like, I knew. But yeah.
And every day is just another waste of my time, staring at the stars and listening to the radio all night. Well, I guess it's all my fault. The reason we don't have nice things at all. And maybe this was never the right call. What can I do? What can I say? Maybe one day this pain will go away.
It's not the craziest thing ever. It's very simple. I just am, easily amused. Not easily amused. I like what they did with the drums there. Even though it wasn't anything too crazy. I like it. It had a nice little to it, I'm so glad that I can actually do hand movements and shit that you guys can see and know what I'm talking about instead of having to describe everything with words now that I have video going. But yeah, I like what they did there. And also, obviously, they did bring in the full instrumental. It wasn't that stripped back feel. It hit and it was fat.
You had me at hello with the way that you spoke, the way that you wrote, dotting your I's and crossing your T's. I beg you not to call my bluff. Time and time again, isn't it enough to tell you you were my everything, but promises mean nothing. Cheap words in the moment, late nights feeling broken. When every thought's been spoken, we lost it and we know it. Listen to
pause randomly, but that little bell in there was very nice. And I'm looking up a definition so I don't use the wrong word for something I'm going to describe in like 2 seconds that I liked about this song. I like it. It's not exactly the style of music I listen to all the time. I feel like it has a more like alt rocky type feel. Which I mean I've never exactly equated Hometown Losers with pop punk. Even though in my head like a lot of local bands are pop punk. But if you listen to their other stuff, like my favorite song is Tulips. I wouldn't call it pop punk. I don't know what I would call it. I'd call it good. But yeah, I don't know. They're not like your super conventional like I wouldn't say they stick to just one specific sound. Like I feel like if I listen to Out of It, I sort of have an idea what they're going to sound like, and I mean, I like what they sound like, so that's great. But with Hometown Losers, I had no idea what to expect out of this. So I still never found the right word, but just kind of the flow of the song, like the momentum, the progression of it, I like it. I think that it feels very comfortable and nice and warm to listen to. So yeah, I like it. It is good. I wish I had better words to use. But yeah. Moving forward, I'm gonna stop trying to say and yeah all the time as my filler words, and I'm receiving a lot of Snapchats right now. Bad timing. Anyway, next band I'm gonna talk about is Steal the Day. Oh, yeah, I didn't give Hometown Losers a genre categorization because I don't know their genre, to be honest. But Steal the Day is a metalcore band. Actually, like, let me go back and see if there's a genre in Hometown Losers bio. There's not. I ain't gonna worry about it then. Steal the Day. This is metalcore. Okay, I'm right. This is a metalcore band out of Orlando, and I've been following Steal the Day's music since like 2018. It's been quite a while. They're actually one of the bands in the scene I've known for like the longest time. Like I'd say I've known Up From Here and For the Best longest, and I've also known them on a personal level longest. But Steal the Day I haven't known personally very long, but I've known their music and seen their shows for about the same amount of time. And I've watched them have lineup changes and them grow sonically and all this kind of stuff, so it's very, very cool. But yeah, so a little bio read right now, you know, we're not reinventing the wheel here. Steal the Day is a quartet from Orlando, Florida, drawing inspiration from pop, punk, and metalcore bands of the mid to late 2000s. Steal the Day seeks to blend energetic instruments and melodic vocals while providing lyrics that connect to their audience. Yeah, so their lineup right now, I believe, is Dougie, Grayson, Jesse, and Noah. I think that's the quartet. And they're all individually super talented, and when you bring them together, they make some pretty great shit. So this is Norway. It came out a day ago. I doubt y'all are watching this, but if you happen to be watching this, I'm sorry for not Snapchatting you back. I've been going through it mentally, because they were having people pre-save shit. But I am stoked to hear this. The stuff off of Identity, which is their EP from last year, skews on the heavier side, I would say. And then their latest singles, I believe, have a bit more of a pop punky feel. At least Simply Crazy did. And potentially Optimist. I don't know. I know that I listened to all of these, but brain go brazy, so I couldn't pin stuff down for you, but I'll double check on what I'm saying there. This is Norway. I'm interested to see what direction they went with it. The beginning is fun because the album artwork is like this kind of like glitchy old TV, and listening to this, it not like sounds like television static, but it sounds like, you know, like staticky, and then I'm sure it's gonna transition into sick production value sound. Words. Splicing shit they did there was a lot of fun. I don't know how else to describe that, but how you can hear like the different instruments peeking through, as opposed to everything just being super blended. I really like it. That was cool and made for a fun little surprise, I guess. I'm just listening to it, I'm expecting it to just, and then it's like terrible explanation, but I liked that. It was fun. This fight is feeling pointless. Focus is so disjointed. Before I say my goodbye, I know it's my final strike. I'm past the point of no return. I must say the drums are pretty driving. Throughout the majority of this song, it's like that like the majority of the time. Which is cool and shit, because I'm just like, damn, I have something to like dance to here. But I'm interested to see if they went with a breakdown for this song. Cause I don't know, hearing some of those little guitar parts and like I said, the little splicey bit, I feel like they could, but they don't have to, you know? So I think it would be cool to see. When will I I'm past the point of no return. Guess I'll embrace the burn. I will embrace this burn. It feels like a build-up, you know, they dialed back instead of having that drums, it got a little bit more like fill rolly, drum rolly, not drum rolly, but you know, rolling down the fucking kit, got a little more dialed back, a little more flavor, I guess you could say. And now it's just kind of quieted down. So I don't even know. See, that just might be like synth. Like it almost sounds like a fucking hip hop, like it's fucking triggered or something, because that's just so fast. I want to see this boy play this live, because I know he has the capabilities to play fucking anything. But that's like stylistically different. Even though it fits really well in this song. I don't know. It's cool. Thick. And then the little fucking thing they did at the end where it like fucking like when DJ scratch and like they pause the track and it I knew it because of my fucking DJ app. You know, it's like there's like what feels like almost electronic elements of this. And I get, you know, TV, like maybe there's a theme here. I don't know why it's called Norway. Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I have the stupid. But I kind of want to bring it back because I feel like I'm not explaining well enough what I mean with the hi-hats, but I feel like it just plays into what I just showed you guys, where the hi-hat pattern, if it is hats, I don't know, whatever's going on right there, it'll be like consistent and then like almost like a fucking trigger, to the point that it sounds like it was electronically produced, which maybe it was, who fucking knows. But it's really cool because stylistically, obviously, the song is like punky and then it goes into like the breakdown, which is leaning more on the heavier side, especially because Jesse did harsh vocals there. But yeah, I want to go back and kind of show what I mean because I feel like I'm not describing it very well. Like I don't know what that is, but you see how like the pattern, like they switch it up. That's something that's done in rap a lot, producers on their beats. I've watched a lot of Rap Genius deconstructed videos of how producers make their beats for like popular rap songs. And when they're throwing the hats in there, I mean, there's effects on it and shit, so it might not necessarily sound like your classic like hi-hat, but instead of just having like a like the entire time, which is really fucking boring, they'll change up the hi-hat pattern so that it sounds FXy and like triggered and like instead of it's like like that. It sounds like that.
Before everything dropped, I added a hat, which is a different pattern than like the drop hat pattern. The blue one is the like build up hat pattern basically, and it sounds like this. Yeah, it's really just for getting ready to drop, and then to drop, it's pretty much just like 4 on the floor. Instead of just like straight hats, I added like a little bit of velocity changes on every single one. It felt more like a real hat instead of just like a computerized hat. That's why I added a little velocity in those ones. Yeah, and then after the beat drops, I have 3 hats and 2 open hats. I just thought they worked well together. Instead of having it just be straight, like 16th notes, I just have like more hat rolls and stuff. And then the open hat just kind of gives it that like bounce. It really does feel like puzzle pieces. Like it just, once I put all the pieces together, it's fine.
The hi-hat pattern is going to dictate the bounce of the beat. It's going to really glue everything together. I think I did something like this. With these 4 sounds here, this is like the whole bounce, the heart and soul of the record.
So Yeah, that's super sick. Like, damn. Big ups. Is that the saying? Big ups. Good looks. Steal the day. That's probably my favorite single that you guys have put out. Of the singles that you've been putting out this year, because they've been doing like singles method type shit. Pretty much every month, every half month. I don't know. They've been putting out singles, but I really genuinely like that one, and I wouldn't say that if I didn't mean it. So, yeah. Okay. Per every video I make, we need to listen to the new Up From Here single. Up From Here, it's kind of like tradition at this point that every single time Up From Here comes out with a new single, I react to it on the pod, whether it's close to when it was released, which I did. My first All My Homies Love New Music Fridays was just for Up From Here and Meet Me at the Altar. Like just those two releases, which was way back earlier in the year, maybe in like July or June. But Up From Here's another local band, pop punk out of Tampa. Yeah, pop punk out of Tampa. That have been doing the singles method during COVID, as opposed to album method, which I personally think is very, very smart. And that's not just me with my like half-assed knowledge. I mean, I don't want to say half-assed knowledge. I should give myself a little bit more credit. But, you know, with my beginner knowledge of the industry, that's also something that my mentor has told me is one of the best avenues to be going right now, because I manage artists. So he was giving me some insight. And that was one of the things he said, that singles is like one of the best way to maintain attention, maintain momentum with your growth, as well as just what a lot of people are looking for right now. Even though some people are against it, some people are just very traditional, classic. We want to make an album, which is fine, which is cool. But yeah, so anyway, this song came out on September 25th, 2020. I don't know why I keep saying the year as if it's going to change. And it's called Afterthought. And I've like briefly heard like their little promo clips, even though I tried to like pause it every single time so that I wouldn't like ruin my live reacts on the pod. But yeah, so y'all know I didn't react to Fake Reciprocating, but I reacted to their other two singles they've put out, which were A Not Ideal Monotonous Endeavor back earlier this year and Be Back Soon in the last podcast episode. So this is called Afterthought. And I mean, I don't know if they just saying this, but I'm pretty sure either Bern or Tyler said that this was their favorite release thus far. So let's see what it's all about. I already love that they've picked up the pace. I mean, I liked their more acoustic pop punky, you know, like stripped back feel that they were going with. I think that it was a little bit more emotionally raw, but when I listened to it, I wasn't necessarily like, this is Up From Here, you know? Just after following them for so long, this already, I'm a fan. So that climb, you know I love those.
Did you paint me on the wall when you got home as the villain that you were running away from? And did you even break a sweat when you left down your one-way street that leads to a
Guitar. Wow. Peeking out.
dead end? Please tell me, what did you expect?
I'm already pausing it too many times, but I feel like Danny's really flexing his vocals now. Like, I mean, it's always like you listen Up From Here, you're like, yeah, that is like a good singer, you know? That is a commodity in the scene. That is a genuinely really good singer with a lot of range. I feel like you listen to Danny from Up From Here and you think that. But I feel like in the last few songs, he's just really been flexing his vocal range, his vocal capacity, mainly his control, which is just super, super fucking sick. Big ups, Daniel Anderson.
I guess that's just what I get, but I'm not the one. Clueless, holding this together, coming undone. I thought that we had settled back and nothing could break the
I was just listening to this, and I was specifically trying to listen for Burn, who's on bass, and Alex, who's on drums. I was specifically trying to pick out their parts so that I could do a little bit more analysis there, because I feel like I only ever really talk about the pretty guitar parts and Danny's vocals. But you can hear in the second verse they've amped up the amplitude, I guess, of the bass part, which actually isn't something that they've never done before. I think it's in Another Weakness. I don't know. It's in one of the songs of theirs that I tried to learn how to drum. Obviously, you guys know drum and bass rhythm section, so it's a lot easier to learn a drum track if you can hear the bass super well. Or like if you're performing live. A lot of times in ears, the drummer will be like, yeah, give me lots of bass, vocals, whatever it might be. Personal preference, but usually they want a lot of bass in there or in the wedge monitor. So, I believe in Another Weakness, in the first verse, they amp up the bass. Like, I'm pretty sure drum and bass are playing the same thing. And in the second verse, you mainly hear it as the drum part. I could be wrong. I will check back and make sure that I'm not talking out my ass. But, yeah. Hell yeah. Let's go. Burn time.
But you won't listen to what I've been telling you. You choose what to believe rather than just hear the truth. Please tell me, what did you expect? I guess that's just what I get. But I'm not the one who left. No, I'm not the one who I'm ready. All of my cards are face up on the table. Just let me say how I feel, and we can finally be able.
That's another thing I'm from here is really good at bridges. Dialing it back and making it super like vibey, I guess.
To move on before we can, because the next time that you see me, I could be dead. Let's move on.
I don't know what they're doing in their recording process, but can I just say that all of Tyler's fucking guitar parts sound so good? Like, the guitar sound is just like really fucking good. Y'all know I'm passionate about this band. But God, I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
Before we can, please tell me, what did you expect? I guess that's just what I get. But I'm not the one who left. No, I'm not the one who left.
Really like it. I feel bad that I haven't really given Alex much credit for the drum part, but I feel like it was a solid foundation for the entirety of the song. Obviously I typed up that guitar sound. I liked how Burns' part peeked through at the beginning of the second verse, and obviously Danny's vocals are just impeccable as always. So I can't cap, that is my favorite single that I've heard from them since their last EP. I think it was an EP. Words Left Unsaid album, EP. Look at the length. Let's look at the length. Take a little gander. I don't know, it's 7 tracks. I don't want to misspeak, but yeah, that's my favorite that they've put out since then. Like, I also really like Fake Reciprocating. But as far as like something that I like, my style of music that I will regularly listen to, and also something that like really just sounds like the reason that I got into this band, yeah, that's like exactly what I've been looking for. So props to y'all. I do genuinely fully really like that song and will listen to it and add it to my playlists. Yeah. Moving forward. Outatime. So this, honestly, I'm gonna need to do a little bit more like look at this bio, because I'm not super familiar with Outatime and I don't know any of them personally. Let's see. Outatime is a pop punk band from sunny Orlando, Florida, formed in 2015 by Mike and Justin after forming a friendship over hockey. Hell yeah. Tampa Bay Lightning. I don't know what y'all's team is, but Tampa Bay Lightning. They bring together a nostalgic feel of the genre with riffs reminiscent of the old drive-through records days. Not familiar with that. Need to go culture myself. But lyrics that deal with real-life situations and relatable issues. They bring an energetic aura to every show, and energy can even be felt through their recordings. I do agree that they have very good energy live, which is the primary reason that I'm even aware of the band, because I've seen them perform a couple times at local gigs. I think primarily at Noisebox and their like smaller local festivals that they'll have. But yeah, so Outatime, they don't. No, they do have an EP out. Wow. When did this come out? How do I even find that out? I didn't know they had a full EP out. Is this new? Well, I don't know. The new single is not on it, so I was under the impression that they mainly had singles out. But Graveyard from early this year and Automatize, a single from last year, are both on their album, so I'm going to assume that this album came out, or EP, whichever it is, came out, and then now this new single is off of whatever their new project they're working on is, or if they're just doing singles. But yeah, it's called Husky Fight! And it came out yesterday, on Friday. So let's check her out. Okay, post-production editing summer here to intervene for a second to talk about something serious. I'm trying to see how much time I have. Anyway, I didn't look too deeply into the lyrics of the song, and I still have yet to do that, but I went on Twitter. I was talking about how I just did this podcast. Outatime followed me back, and I took a peek at their Twitter, and they have an article on this song with Ghost Killer Entertainment, where they talk about the music video, which I'm obviously going to put up on screen, because whenever the songs I'm talking about have a music video, I throw it up, right? And the topic of this video has to do with domestic violence, sexual violence, and all of these things that are perpetrated against men and women across the country. Heavier topics, so I just wanted to leave a little trigger warning here for anyone who might have dealt with situations like this personally. And I also wanted to bring just attention to it, because obviously this is important and they're really bringing an important message here. So yeah, here is once again Husky Fight by Outatime, along with the music video. I don't know the vocalist's name, but one of the main things that I always think when I hear Outatime is like, oh, this is like classic pop punk vocals. Like this is the sound. So whenever they're saying, oh, nostalgic feel, I'm like, I think a lot of it is the weight of that nostalgic feel is carried by the vocalist. I mean, obviously instrumentally, like the vibes are there as well, but I just listen to that and I'm like, yeah, that's old pop punk. That drum part's fun. That little thing did the damn thing. Yeah, that's cute. That's fun. guitar almost sounds like not muted, but like it sounds like muted there. Like I like it. I don't know. I feel like thus far, this is like your classic like driving pop punk song. Like it maintains kind of the same amount of energy all the way through. Right now it feels a little dialed back, but overall it's not like bouncy jumpy. It's like wild out the entire time type pop punk. In my personal opinion, sorry, my knees are hurting from sitting crisscross. Yeah, let's see what else. I don't know if these are weird comparables to pull, but it's giving me like old sad boy bands, like old Real Friends, Knucklepuck, Wonder Years sound. As far as like, I feel like a lot of pop punk now, especially the pop punk that I'm into, even is like super like bouncy and almost leaning more towards the pop side. But this feels very punky. This feels very it has a little bit more edge to it. And for that reason, I do like it a lot. Yeah. Outatime has never been a band that I've gotten like super into or super invested in, more than just I like enjoy them when I see them. But I like this track. This is like another one of those tracks. I mean, I can't lie, I haven't heard Graveyard as far as their singles, but Automize I was kind of like halvesies on. But I do genuinely like this one. Like I said, it has that older edge to it of like bands that I really like have had in their sound previously. So hell yeah. All right. Moving forward. This is Lost Trees. Lost Trees is, I believe, also metalcore. Post/metalcore band. So post-hardcore? I don't know. I'm just going to say post/metalcore band from the Florida Swamp, also known as Orlando. They have a new album coming out on October 16th this year called Waking Life. And yeah, so I feel like Lost Trees is one of those bands that they've played live a lot, and I feel like they've had like a lot of local buzz for like a really long time from playing local shows, and now they're finally like putting out music on streaming platforms, which is sick. I might have missed a period of time where they had songs up on Bandcamp or had songs up on streaming, and I just wasn't like aware of the band during that time. But as you can see, I have a Lost Trees banner up here in my room, and this has been up in my room probably for about 2 years, far before the time when they were putting out singles or putting out music, which is crazy. So I feel like they've had this in the works for a long time. Like I said, Waking Life is out on October 16th. That's what this banner says. So like this must have been in the works for a very long time, and it's finally coming to fruition, which I'm very, very happy for this band. This is once again not a band that I'm super personally close with. I do talk to Johnny, who's their vocalist sometimes, and that's honestly, he's one of the primary reasons I kept coming out to shows, because I think I talked to him at merch and he was very kind, sold me the flag, and I was like, all right, sick, like I'll support you guys in the future, just let me know. So yeah, I'm a little bit stoked on this. This came out September 16th. And it is called Sonder Eyes and Features? Question mark. Andy Sizek features a guy named Andy. But yeah, this is called Sonder Eyes, and the album artwork is so pretty. Damn. Or single art. About the single art is pretty. This song is already pretty. I mean, like, it's heavy, but it's pretty. Like, just the guitar sound, it just sounds like twinkly. Twinkly. There's so much talent packed into this band. Jesus Christ, like, this is so good. Like, I listened to the single that came out earlier this year called Isolate Regenerate, and I really liked it when I heard it, but it didn't have a lot of staying power with me, and I don't think that's on the band. I think that's just on me and my shit attention span. But this is so good. What? For a second, but it almost sounded like the effects were like breathing into the track. That was cool. From a perch of inanimate thoughts and whispers, I will search far beyond myself. What are they doing up with the guitar? It was like up here. It was like it was like that. Jesus. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a very good way, I guess I should say. Damn, it's just like it's full. Like, this is a very full track. It's like, I don't find that the instruments are super separated from each other. Like, I've been complimenting in former tracks, but they like are all working off of each other all at the same time during the entire track, and it feels like it's like a living organism, like how well they are working together, all of the parts. Wow. Got myself far away to realize. The concept of feeling alive is so hard to define. What's so easy through such a how do I find a way to see this world? I should also say this is another band that's really, really fun to see live. I know I've talked about seeing them live, but I might throw up some clips if I can find some. Also, they just dialed it back, and it's giving, what is it giving? Like the I don't know what that is. Technically, whatever they're doing in the rhythm there, it's really cool. They dialed it back, and it's giving nostalgic vibes. As far as like older metalcore with like the effectsiness and like the punchiness. Yeah. Bass. That's bass. Not like bass guitar, but like bass drum. Punchiness. think. Yeah, like that's bass. It's just very dry. Like it doesn't have a lot of linger to it. It's just, it just hits you. And then the snare is like really crunchy afterward. I don't know. I like it. Once again, FXE. But I mean, that's part of the reason why I like metalcore so much. I mean, I do like more like raw recorded stuff too. I mean, like almost like songs that sound the same way you would hear them live. I mean, that's what my best friend makes. He was just giving me a whole spiel about this like the other day. But as far as like my personal taste, I mean, I would say my favorite style of music of all of it is like electronic core, scene core, metalcore that has like electronic elements. So like when I hear this, I'm like, this is made for me. No, like this is right up my alley as far as like what I regularly listen to. And I mean, I listen to a lot, but like my favorite type stuff, and as far as like how I brand myself, this is like definitely for me,
This world through your eyes, 'cause I've been so blind till the vital thoughts trapped in your mind, still waiting for a sign to bring compassion to this empty life. I'm turning out of sight, chase the light, traveling. We decide to embrace this communal machine that connects our minds. The complexity of life will shine even the darkest of nights. The fight of life, the fight to die, to realize. We live for us to contention. Lose my nerve, polish me to a shine. You wanna that's where we could fly. We would see ourselves in the same blue sky. A warmer world. A warmer world is what we desire. Just under eyes, just under eyes. We must see ourselves through softer eyes.
I think it was harmonies. I don't think it was just layering at the end. I'm pretty sure it was actual harmonies. They were really good. And then it got, once again, like almost the way it started so pretty, it also ended very pretty. I mean, it got heavy, it got harsh, but then it got pretty for like a split second there. Maybe as a transition, if this is, on the album, which I would assume it is. I'm assuming this is not their lead single, but, probably their last single or second to last single, if this is going to be an album release this month. God, I really, really liked that. That's like immediately going on my playlists. But I've already said a lot about it, so I'm gonna move forward because we're just here at the hour mark now. And I'm gonna finish off my local band talk by talking about YAML, Years Off My Life. This is the song that I was talking about. I left it for last. The song I've already heard previous to its release, because some of the members of this band are like my very close friends, I would say. But yeah, okay, so YAML is post-hardcore? Is that what we would say? Emotive hardcore. That works too. Years Off My Life is an emotive hardcore band from Orlando, Florida, blending all aspects of post-hardcore and hardcore for fans of Counterparts, Under Oath, and Beartooth. That's a very good description. So, this band is comprised of Bailey Vaughn, vocalist, Isaac, Elle, Josh, and Kaylin. Kaylin and Josh are some of my favorite people in this whole world. I also have lots of love for Elle. She's so talented, and I almost look up to her. Like, I have so much respect for her as a musician. And This is called Cataclysm, and it came out on September 25th. I'm stoked on it. I mean, I love like Yamal's whole discography up until this point, which is mainly comprised of Dystopia, which is their EP from last year. Really fun to see live. Also, Bailey Vaughn is just really great vocalist. But I'm stoked on this track because Elle has a vocal part in it, and I've been waiting for that for so damn long. I'm gonna get passionate here for a second. She's really good. Like, she is a very good harsh vocalist. And what is she in this band? Bassist, guitarist? I'll look it up. She plays guitar in this band. But she has, I don't know, I think she's fronted bands before. I don't know. She's done vocals for bands before, and I'm really glad that with this band and this new project, she's getting the opportunity to do vocals. Because, like, she deserves it, right? So, yeah. And then Caitlin showed this to me in August. Like, I mean, like, the close to final, if not final version, I believe, in August. And back then I was like, damn, this is already gonna be my favorite track, or my favorite song. Like, it was kind of the same, like, emotions that I had regarding Suffering Blossoms by 8 Gates, which is a band that Caitlin is also in. But I felt the same sort of emotions about Cataclysm. I was like, this is just fat. So I don't know if I'll interject a lot. I think I'm just gonna let this play out. But this formally came out on streaming on the 25th, and I've been wanting to live react to it. Even though I've heard it since that point, and it's been just taking me getting off my ass to get this podcast done, and I'm very, very excited to finally be here and to show you guys this song. So, yeah. Needlessly fucking fat. And, like, I know I said I've heard this before, but once again, I've been holding off on playing it and holding off on putting it on my playlist because I wanted to have, like, still somewhat, like, genuine live react to it, right? Holy fucking shit. Okay, so y'all saw that little, like, dial back, and then Elle's vocals come in, and then it gets layered over and fucking gets heavy as hell for the end. Makes me want to swing on a bitch. I wish I could. I miss shows. God. It's just so good. So my genuine, like, how I feel YAML's sound is kind of like atmospheric. Like, I would describe it as atmospheric. Not necessarily in like the genre connotation way, but in like it kind of transports you into like whatever they're trying to evoke or make you feel or whatever. So like dystopia, for example, feels dystopian, no, but like I feel like you listen to dystopia and you're kind of transported into those emotions for the period of time that you're listening to it, and it has a nice like beginning end flow to it. Cataclysm, I'm just stoked on this beyond belief. I believe that this is just a single. I don't know if this is going to be off of a later album release, EP, no clue. But goddamn if that ain't fat. Jesus Christ. Yeah. It's probably my favorite YAML song. I really like In Motion. I also just happen to have helped out with the music video for In Motion, so, you know, it's got a place in my heart, but I'd still say this is my favorite release from them to date, and y'all should go add it to all of your streaming platforms, playlists, listen to it, and yeah, damn. High note to leave it on. So that concludes the first segment of this pod, this month's. Hopefully I'm doing these every month, this month's pod. I wanted to do it twice a month, but that's just not even, I don't think I have the mental capacity for that. So, I hear my stomach grumbling. And I ate earlier, that's crazy. Anyway, yeah, so that concludes the local band segment of this. If you wanna keep listening, I'm probably gonna have this in a separate video because this shit's already an hour. And in the next video, technically, is Bloodbather local? Maybe. And I have like some rap, which is technically local in that, that y'all can listen for. And then I'm gonna be reacting to new Keep Flying, new Less Than Jake, new Hatebreed and Waterparks, just a whole slew of new releases. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll probably drop a link below so that you can carry on and continue listening. But if you just wanted to listen to this, thank you for tuning in and caring about my, mid opinions on music and new music releases. You keep listening. I'll see you in a few seconds, and if not, I will see you in my next podcast episode. Have a good one, y'all. Stay safe out there.
Watching